The second impeachment trial of Donald Trump is set to begin. Democratic prosecutors say that they've overwhelming evidence that the former US president incited violence before the deadly riot at the US Capitol. Mr. Trump's defense team has called the trial absurd and unconstitutional. They argue Mr. Trump has left office and is therefore a private citizen. With lawmakers busy with pandemic relief, both Republicans and Democrats have agreed on a rapid timetable for events. A vote could come as early as Monday.
The Republican leader and I, in consultation with both the House managers and former President Trump's lawyers, have agreed to a bipartisan resolution to govern the structure and timing of the impending trial. Let me say that again. All parties have agreed to a structure that will ensure a fair and honest Senate impeachment trial of the former president. Each side will have ample time to make their arguments.
For the latest from Washington, let's join Simon Marks. Simon, what can we expect in the coming hours?
Well, Dawn, I mean, the real translation of what Charles Schumer, the Democrats' majority leader in the United States Senate, was saying there is let's get this thing over and done with. And they're going to move at a very, very rapid clip. Today is going to be entirely occupied by a debate over the constitutionality of the proceeding. Is it lawful for the US Senate to hold a former president accountable for his behavior while he was still president? We already know the outcome of that. This argument that the Trump lawyers are advancing that this is an unconstitutional process is going to get nowhere in the Senate. And so on Wednesday here in Washington, the real trial gets underway. The House impeachment managers from the House of Representatives, Democrats, all of them, will make their case that Donald Trump incited and fomented a mob of violent conspiracy theorist sympathizers to head to Capitol Hill, invade the congressional building in a day of horror that left 5 people dead. Donald Trump's lawyers will then argue that many of the members of the crowd acted off their own bat. They weren't incited by President Donald Trump, and even if they were, Donald Trump's language is covered by the First Amendment to the American Constitution that guarantees freedom of speech. So those are the two cases. It doesn't look like witnesses are going to get called, and this is likely to end, given the political sands as they lie in the US Senate, with Donald Trump's acquittal for a second time at a second impeachment trial.
Well, Simon, we know Mr. Trump has a new legal team now. How do they plan to defend the former president?
They're going to argue throughout this trial that what you're seeing and hearing is not actually what you're seeing and hearing. That Donald Trump, if you examine his speech closely, did nothing to whip that crowd up, even though the Democrats will show videotape illustrating that he told them he was going to join them on a march to Congress where they would confront Republicans whom Donald Trump viewed as being too weak on the issue of overturning the outcome of America's presidential election. The Democrats will also show video of protesters ransacking the Capitol building, being challenged by police and saying to police, well, the president told us to come here. So that will undercut at least one of the planks of the argument being advanced by Donald Trump's lawyers. But at the end of the day, those lawyers know that the outcome of this is preordained. It will take 17 Republicans to cross party lines and vote with Democrats to convict Donald Trump at this trial. And there is absolutely no indication, given the sway that Donald Trump still has over the Republican Party, that whatever the facts of the case are, there's just no indication that that's going to happen.
Simon, thank you very much for that update. Simon Marks there in Washington.